Theodore Robert Bundy, you are charged. Indictment, 2 counts burglary, 2 counts murder in the first degree, 3 counts attempted murder in the first degree.
I think most humans have in them the capacity to commit murder. They choose not to, not because they are morally superior as they so commonly claim, but because they are imprisoned in a web of responsibilities, commitments, beliefs, and sentiments.
Richard.
And that would render murder an absurd gamble or ridiculous self-destruction.
I love the cheesiness. It's great. Hello. Long time no see.
I feel it's been ages. We did one last month, right? It feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, it was Taylor's Your Business.
Yeah, Taylor's Your Business. I was thinking about it earlier, but it just feels like it's been so long. I've missed you. This is gonna be a good one.
It is. It is. So usually these run about an hour, so I figured we should start with the basics of the lore behind the name of the case being the Slenderman Stabbing. And you love kid-on-kid violence. So
guilty as charged. I do. I don't know how much I like it in real life. I make that joke a lot because I do feel like in films and movies and whatnot, we don't see enough children die. And it just takes you out of the realism aspect. But like in real life, that sucks. However, spoiler alert, case has a happy ending because they failed in their attempted murder, which is even more insane when you find out the case details behind it. So
yeah, it's wild. So Slenderman, I think I may have heard about Slenderman because of this case. I wasn't really into the creepypastas. Really? Yeah, I was too old. I wasn't on the pastas.
Never too old for horror. That one wasn't intentional, I promise. I was being 100% genuine. Anyway, no, like Slenderman started becoming big in like 2009.
Yeah, I was going to clubs and like working and stuff. Like I wasn't really on the web stories and all that. I wasn't. I was too busy being a club kid.
Full disclosure, I believed Slenderman was real at the time.
I wanted to believe it. They were creepy, but I didn't know the details of the case first. But that's probably why it was popping up on my radar at the time. But then I started reading some of the creepypasta stuff and some of the YouTube videos or whatever. And it's an eerie, cool story. What? Oh yeah. You know what? We need to address a couple things first. We need to say hello to people because
we should do that.
That's rude if I don't. Also, where's in paradise? You didn't have to, but you did. It means the world to me.
Finish it out. Come on. I'm edging.
Bingo, bingo, bongo.
There it is. There it is.
Thank you. And they actually hit people. You hit some big ones.
I sure did. Yeah. Hit Cam. Let's see. There was like Mike Has Bad News. Some good names. See y'all. You deserve it. Make sure to take advantage of them perks. Join the members only streams. Moxie puts on a damn good show for all of y'all. Take advantage of that shit.
I pay him under the table. That's fine. Nia, Phil Comics Explained.
Tax free, by the way.
Taxation
is theft.
Yes, absolutely. And Film Comics Explained became a member and also gifted 5. So what clip? You pick the clip. I'm going to find the sound effect. Hold, please. Because it's like, but yay. Yeah.
I think this is your first time here. And I feel like nothing encapsulates this particular show better than...
Chinchilla.
Do with that what you will. Erwin has yet to watch it, but it's on the list.
Also, I thought you meant watch this particular show. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not watching you guys. This
true not my show. Oh, no. No. Hello to all 31 of you. Thank you so much for being here. Hide the comment. Jeez Louise. I'm in the wrong tab. Professionals. I never claimed to be one. But we've got Alex Moore. We've got Leonard Ghostal. We've got UK Gamer. Hello and hail. Alex Moore, Jason Fox, Hook, Triple J Jr., Dax. We got the boys in the house. And what is it? There's a wild badger sighting. All aboard. All aboard the simp train. Choo choo.
Well, I guess if you're gonna simp badger, you better send her more than 5 gifties, because that's what I've already done. So I guess you need to send 10 to simp.
Oh my god, you're such a hustler. Keebler, OG Keebler from the Waifu Cron days. Hello. Yeah, on that moonshine. I know he brews his own.
Oh, really? That's sick.
Keebler is off grid. He's like got a whole,
Keebler's the one that's off grid and everything. They like can only come on and, like streams and stuff for like 10-minute intervals because he's like completely built his internet from the ground up and NASA's looking for him. Like
he's like, you guys, I only have like 10 minutes of internet left.
I've got to go grab a different hamster to put on the wheel to get it spinning again. Like,
absolutely. Okay. All right. Back to the story at hand because we need to jump into it. So the Slenderman wiki. Okay. Tell me your experience with your understanding of the Slenderman, or do you want to give the history?
Sure. I mean, I'm actually a big Slenderman fan. So first of all, internet horror really started to take off around the time of Slenderman. I would say he was the very first, if not the first, he was the first to really hit like mainstream success in terms of creating a folk tale for the digital age. And again, he was created about 2009 on the Something Awful forums, which again, if you were a dirty, wheezy, greasy internet kid, you were on all the time back in the day. And yeah, from there he sort of took on a life of his own. You got the Marble Hornets videos on YouTube really blew it up to the point where he was getting, there've been movies off of him. They made video games. One of my favorite horror games of all time is Slender the Arrival. And yeah, this character really took on a life.
There was a video game.
Oh yeah, there's a few, and one of them is Slender the Arrival is really good. You can pick it up for like $8. It's like a 2-hour game, so you can get through it real quick. Legitimately good, scary game. But yeah, all in all, the thing that made Slenderman so different than other creepypastas is that it really did feel like a slice of actual folktale, like no different than goblins or Spring-Heeled Jack, as opposed to you've got like, oh, here's a haunted Zelda game, or this is about Jeff the Killer, and it looks like it's written by like a 14-year-old that doesn't know how like language arts works. The Slenderman story, again, I believed it. I was like, oh, this isn't, I mean, maybe it's fiction if you don't believe monsters and ghosts are real, but it is written like a true piece of folktale to where this is a very easy mythological creature to believe in. I actually still to this day am surprised that it is 100% fictional and just takes place on the internet as opposed to it being like a real demon or something.
Thank you.
I got you. Bit of a Slenderman fan, so I was very excited for this one.
Slenderman's origin from this is Reddit, so whatever. This particular post was a little funny to me because it's Reddit. Slenderman dates back to Egyptian times, being seen near various historical places throughout history. Is this part of the creepypasta story or lore about him, or is this
sort of? So much like a lot of creepypastas, it starts off as something relatively basic, bare bones, and then the larger the community grows, the more they add to the lore, things to that effect. So I don't believe that he dated back to Egyptian times in the original lore. In fact, I think it was European in the original lore if it was mentioned at all. But yeah, basically just any sort of large functioning ancient dynasty, he has always been there, and he's always had a particular affinity towards children. So your belief system as far as Slenderman goes, he's more of a demon figure, not 100%. He's like a Wendigo or a demon or just a creature of the night that is supernatural in nature.
Okay. And in the lore, so he is this creature that lures children.
Yeah, particularly
to join his empire in the forest.
No, see, that's why these particular killings were so strange to me, or they're not killings. This attempted killing was so stabbing was so strange because Slenderman didn't. He killed children. He ate them. He took them away forever. I mean, different versions of the story have different things about them, but there was no like cult-like behavior about it. And the closest I can come up with in terms of why they thought this is that there's like in a lot of H.P. Lovecraft stories, there's like cults that worship these eldritch beast gods, even though the gods wouldn't acknowledge them. They would 100% eat the cult, no different than they'd eat anyone else. It doesn't matter if you've got followers. So like, oh, maybe these girls want to start effectively their own death cult. Like it's obviously since they got caught so quick, thank God, it never really escalated.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, 12-year-olds. Am I right? But yeah, so yeah, there's no saving kids. Slenderman doesn't be like, oh, I like you, kid, so I'm going to spare you. No, all kids are fair game if he can lure you away and get you alone in the woods.
And in line with the case of today, which we'll get into more, but I'm interviewing an expert right now. The idea that he was threatening children to do his bidding so that he wouldn't go after them, was that also part of the original lore?
Not part of the original, but that may have been added later on because there are again, Slenderman has no defined canon. It's very much a communal internet thing to where it's almost like so what's a good example of like folk tale, like vampires? So vampires are a very ubiquitous monster, but Norwegian stories about vampires might be a little different than American, might be a little different than what you'll find in South Africa. They exist all over the world, but there's always little,
like
bits
the chupacabra.
Yeah, and so Slenderman has evolved like that to where it's going to be. There's no one true canon for what Slenderman is because there's been such a communal impact on the story and changing it. And but what started were photos like these that were heavily edited and altered to add this creepy, terrifying man in the background of just spots with children. And it was the original pictures were done to win a contest on the internet, paranormal themed contest. Yeah, and right here. Yep, there's Something Awful forums.
Newton submitted 2 black and white photos of children with a newly created Slenderman character lurking in their backgrounds. It's creepy. It really is. Like, yeah, you just have this guy in the background, just like, that's ominous.
And it hits so much harder than any sort of like, oh, let me draw a demon tearing a person apart or whatever. No, the
scary clowns, that kind of thing. Yeah. Very obvious.
Stuff like that, I don't know about you, but never really affected me much. I've never had an issue with horror. But things like this, where it's almost like the calm before the storm, is so much more unsettling, especially when it involves children.
I mean, creepy dudes at a park anyway are weird enough, right? You got to keep your eyes out. But looking like that, and it's just like nobody notices him, and it's just like, ooh, I don't like that. That's uncomfortable feelings.
I got a vibe, though, that his favorite drug would be Ozempic, because dude is thin. Slender, if you will.
Not eating enough kids.
They don't have a lot of meat on their bones. That's why you know this isn't actually real, because American kids are so fat, he wouldn't be slender. Like, he could only exist in Africa, where they don't, like, get food and stuff.
Yeah, the Slender Man is kind of funny being an American figure. Especially with the
chat
portray American.
For 15 cents a day, you could just put all that into one big super chat from Moxie Dame.
Thanks. Ooh, did you see? I got a Funko Pop, my very first one today. Because if I'm ever put in that stinking game again, I am going to be yeeted with the power of the Funko. But I think it's adorable. It's Ferris Bueller. It spoke to me.
Okay. I was going to ask what it was. Look, I'm not inherently anti-Funko Pop. There's a few of them that I quite enjoy, but...
What kind of simp is this? Wasn't even a member.
Not only was he not a member, dude probably got paid for memberships. I've been a paying member for you for a long time now. Badger, you got to up that simpery game. However, because you did become a member, just your own measly membership.
Thank you, Angry Badger.
You'll get the longer clip when you donate more memberships, mother. Yeah.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Zax pulled through as an apologetic gesture for whatever that was last night. Maybe. But he did.
I had a good time. I thought it was fun.
I had fun too. And the whole, we talked about it before the stream started. He's like, I see you're wearing a tank top to get the super chats. I'm like, oh boy. No, you knew that that would trigger me last night, and it did.
Again, also, there's some lines I'm not willing to cross with you, but before we get into those lines, this is for you, Zax.
Ooh, gross. He's icky. I never want to touch a yucky man thing.
No, Zax isn't gross. Oh,
No, Zax isn't
yeah,
gross.
I'll work
We
on
don't
it.
have one for Zax quite yet. So
Yes, we did have fun. Thank you for inviting me. But I'm ready for next time. Funko Power. Okay.
I'm ready for next time as well.
Yeah. Mushroom. But yeah, I mean, the art
look
is
at this.
great.
I was about to say that Slenderman has inspired so much great art on the internet. Like anytime you need to just post something for Halloween or you want to write a scary story on X or whatnot, like just a bevy of Slenderman art you can pull off of Google Images. Yeah.
So it just pulling an Erwin. I remember seeing a short film. Do you recall this? Of Slenderman. It was done really well. I think it was on YouTube.
You're probably talking about the Marble Hornets thing, which is what so Marble Hornets was the channel. Marble Hornets catapulted Slenderman into the mainstream. And in fact, if it were not for Marble Hornets, and not giving these gals a pass, but if it weren't for the Marble Hornets, these gals probably never would have committed this crime. Is that not it? Is that not what you're referring to?
I think it was this one. I'm continuing the Erwin thing.
Okay. Go on.
Let me see. We have audio.
Oh, it's like a fake movie trailer. Or is this for one of the 2 real Slenderman movies that sucked?
There were real movies too? I'm so out of the loop.
It's gotten 2 very low budget films that didn't get a lot of traction. And yeah, I think this was actually one of them.
Yes, Matt sucks. He sucks penis because he's a gay.
Here's my daughter.
Not lying.
People don't just disappear.
Did you see this one?
Yeah. So this is Slenderman. Yeah, I saw this one on one of those shitty like Chiller or something streaming services a few years ago when I was doing a deep dive on Slenderman stuff. It's not good, by the way. It's horrible.
Not worth the watch.
Neither of them are. There might be more than 2, but there's one called Slenderman, this one, and there's one that I think was something just called Slender, another low budget indie horror film. That one even may have been made for TV, but it's what you think of when you think of like a straight to DVD horror film. Bad acting, the plot makes no sense. The only like quote unquote scary stuff happens at the end. Generic as generic comes. They're purely just capitalizing and banking off the name of Slenderman. You could take him out of it and it could be any other generic horror film, which is unfortunate because there is such a rich amount of lore behind Slenderman that you could make a really good film out of it, I think.
Zach said to Badger, you should bring Matt on the den. He brings the gays to the yard. But Badger said, we have Leon.
Thank you.
Bingo,
Badger.
bango, bongo. All right. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't even see it on YouTube, but no. Did you see this one?
No, I don't believe so.
It doesn't show that I've watched it before, but that doesn't mean anything. Oh, I have it on 2 times speed. What? No.
That's how a lot of these cheap horror films are shot. So, this one. This is a documentary about the actual killings. Okay. Or not stabbing. I keep saying killings. So I'm so used to every time we do one of these shows, people actually die.
Yeah, there were no body parts and crock pots this time. So it was a huge popular scary story that a lot of people latched onto. But for children, think of the children. In the case of today, we're talking about 12-year-olds, girls at that. So that was the other thing about this case, which was a little more jarring. Like you go, oh, stupid boys, but for girls, 12-year-old girls to plan out a murder.
So it's you bring that up. So I was actually thinking about this, earlier today. It reminds me of, so there's this, because you say stupid boys, there was this instance of an accidental death that occurred based on the anime Naruto. There's this character called Gaara. He controls sand. So 2 boys thought, oh, we're going to pretend to be Gaara. We're going to bury our other friend in the sand. And the little boy suffocated and died. But again, that was an accident. This is a case of like something that was created, pop culture, fiction, whatever you want to call it, that actually inspired a killing. It's the exact opposite of Cropsey, which we talked about on a different episode. You guys should go check that out.
Mhm.
That was a case where a real life crime, supposedly, we think he's innocent actually, inspired an urban legend. This is an urban legend that inspired a murder. So you've got this interesting dichotomy. This isn't accidental.
Attempted.
Yeah, attempted. Thank you. Sorry. I'm going to fuck that up a lot tonight because of yeah.
That's fine. All thoughts and opinions are those of our of ours, and everything is allegedly, except for ones that are convicted. So the actual case took place May 31st, 2014. Slender gender blender bender. God damn it. Guccianese gets us every time. So I have my bullet points and all that stuff, but I asked Grok to change it into in a storytelling way.
Oh,
that would be a little fun.
That's a new way to do this. I'm down.
Okay, so once upon a dark and twisted evening in the quiet suburb of Waukesha, Wisconsin, a tale unfolded that would send chills down the spine of any who heard it. A story that intertwined the innocence of childhood with the macabre tendrils of the internet lore. Pull you in?
Okay, but macabre tendrils was good considering Slenderman. That's well done, Grok.
Right. Grok is great. Love Grok. And I'll sprinkle in some more of the factoid stuff. But in the year 2014, two 12-year-old girls, Anissa Weir and Morgan Geyser, were bound by an unusual friendship, one forged in the shadows of their fascination with the Slender Man, a faceless, tall figure cloaked in a black suit, born from the depths of online horror fiction. This entity was known to many as a mere myth, a creature that lurked in the background of photographs, haunting forests, and snatching children away from the safety of their homes. Anissa and Morgan, however, believed Slenderman was very real, a being with powers beyond human comprehension. They thought to become his proxies. That's what it was. It wasn't that they thought he was going to harm them if they didn't offer up some sacrifice. They wanted to join him as proxies. Interesting.
See, that's if that is part of the lore, that would have been, since this happened in 2014, about 5 years after the initial inception. So there's probably new lore added by that point that I just wasn't familiar with. If that's something that or they just made that up because they are so insane they would stab one of their friends 19 times. So it could go either way.
Yeah. So they thought to become his proxies, to gain his favor, and perhaps even to gain supernatural abilities themselves. They must prove their loyalty through an act most unthinkable. They hatched a plan, dark and secret, whispered in the dim corners of their shared imagination. So here's where we get to a point of like the factoid stuff. Where did you go? So they formed this pact, right? And they planned this out. They decided to prove their devotion. They had
it's
to
almost
offer
impressive
sacrifice.
for 12-year-olds how meticulous this was, because we've covered people who are far dumber on this show that are like dudes that are 28 years old. So
it's true. Let's see. They chose their friend, another 12-year-old, Peyton, as the victim. They viewed her as someone that was close enough to them that they could manipulate and like lure away. And
yeah, I remember right. The third friend was more on the outs. Like these two were tight, and this is like, oh, here's a shared mutual friend. But it was like they weren't besties. They just rolled with the same crew. Yeah.
So they chose the location, which was David's Park in Waukesha, a place familiar to them but secluded. And they knew specific spots where people didn't really travel. The left is a dude with long hair. So they had invited her. Well, as part of the luring, they, under the guise of a sleepover, Peyton, spend the night. We're gonna have a sleepover. It'll be so fun. If I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she had overheard them talking at one point, and they played it off, like talking about their plan.
That's 100% what happened. It was basically just some sort of girl imaginations. We're obsessed with Slenderman. This sort of thing. We're just messing around. We're girls in the woods having fun. Let's scoop spooky stories, things like that.
Prior to that, the sleepover, because the sleepover happened. The attack was the next day.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, okay, I was unaware of that then.
Yeah, weird, right? So let's see. Let me get back to story time. Story time.
Wow. Thanks, buddy.
I mean,
give us some more sultry Moxie voice and get out of my
oh,
water.
shut up. Their friend, another 12-year-old named Peyton, was to be the unwitting victim of this dark pact. On a fateful May day, under the guise of a simple sleepover and a walk in the park, the trap was set. They led Peyton to a secluded part of David's park where the trees whispered secrets of old, and the shadows seemed to watch with bated breath. Cheers, Grok. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that could hide all manners of sins, Anissa and Morgan attacked Peyton. With a kitchen knife, they stabbed her 19 times, aiming to appease the slender man. The forest bore witness to this horror. Its
By the way,
silence
there's
broken.
2 of them. That means one of them stabbed one less time. So I would honestly wish this was true, that Slenderman was real, and be like, well, you're my favorite because you got in 1 extra stabbing. Like, you went that much harder. You get to be my emissary.
Well, I think, okay. I think one of them was more of a lookout, but they both participated in the stabbing.
They both did some stabbing, I thought.
Oh, yeah. They both got in there. But 19 times with a kitchen knife. I mean, to be fair, not much like.
Dude, I don't get 19 times to another 12-year-old girl. This bitch should be dead. I'm glad she's not. Again, as miraculous as she survived. This is a true survival story, like getting the gumption and the will to live. But 19 times with a kitchen knife, yo, I don't know that I could take 19 stabbings.
You definitely something
else.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Anywho, so the silence broken only by the cries of pain and the rustle of leaves as the deed was done. But the plan was not to end there. Believing Peyton to be dead, the 2 girls left her, bleeding alone in the park, and began their journey to the Nicollet National Forest, where they believed Slenderman resided. I didn't really know that part. Like, they had a plan beyond that. I thought it was just the nearby forest, but no, they were on the way to the Nicollet National Forest. Do you know anything about that part?
Sort of. I think the reason they believe that is probably due to the fact that even here where I live in the Midwest, kids tell the stories of which particular set of woods the Slender Man lives in. I've gone camping there, actually, really fucking cool, because the area really is supposedly haunted. But the thing did blow up to such a degree that all these states or big city areas where you've got large populations of individuals think that because Slender Man has been eternal, he's been around, like you said, since the Egyptian times, since the Greeks or whatnot, that he's kind of ever present. So there's always some local lore of where he is in your neck of the woods. Okay, pun unintended, but I was pretty proud of that one. Anyway,
I missed it. I'm sorry. I was thinking about chupacabras again. Well, I was thinking about lore in my neighborhood, and it was a dense Mexican population where I grew up.
Oh, I want to hear about this.
Oh, no.
Maybe after stream, but I would love to hear about this.
Maybe we should do a chupacabra sometime.
Go for it.
Chupacabra and vampires. We'll do another.
Oh, that sounds great.
Lore one. Oh, yeah. The kids growing up would wear like chupacabra shirts they got when they went to visit family in Mexico. It's all over the place. Okay. So they were going to go to the Nicollet National Forest. Gooch! A Gooch sighting. Oh, my.
Gooch, your boy Badger's been real bad at simping. Like, you have already out-simped him. You need to get your Badger on a leash, homie.
Well, the Badger's probably tired. He had a very long day of streaming and going on open bar. You know.
This is very true. Yeah. He needs his time to recharge. He's what's it called? You know what? Doesn't matter. Point is,
hibernate.
She looks like Grimace from McDonald's, for fuck's sake. Put her milkshake in her hand. God damn it. Fuck. You imagine the sweat dripping from, like, dude. God damn it. She looks like she has a stack of pancakes stuffed in her. Dude, I wouldn't want that sitting on my head.
Mean Gooch. Gooch is not mean. That's out of context. Thank you, Gooch. Wow.
Anyway, continue.
And
I'm sorry for all the fucking real I'm doing tonight, Badger.
I knew this was going to be a retarded stream, but I'm here for it. Okay. Once a month, we get to do just this. It's fun. R2's in the chat. My favorite Scot, who doesn't live in Scotland.
Doesn't?
No.
Oh, well, I feel like I've been misled all these months.
Shame.
Anyway.
They thought that this trick would finalize their transformation into his servants. I mean, like, they were deep in this fantasy. However, the story did not end in the dark woods. Peyton showing a resilience that would become legendary. Wait for it. No, I did it wrong. Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. God damn it. Bingo, bango, bongo.
It was made.
Wow. So she managed to crawl to a nearby bike trail where she was found, still alive, but grievously wounded. The swift intervention of passerby and emergency services saved her life. She has done many an interview since then about her story.
One of which I think is actually on the docket to watch a bit of tonight. But let's just take a moment to this 12-year-old girl, after being stabbed 19 times, crawls her way to a bike trail, is found, and then still has to wait for the ambulance to arrive to make it to the hospital. Like, this is Florida man levels of fuck this, I ain't done. Like, but instead it was a Wisconsin girl. Wisconsin girl gotta get in the tournament, get in the ring with Florida man. We gotta set up this UFC fight. Winner take all. Sorry, go on.
Being stupid kids, they were apprehended very quickly. Their journey was cut short. Womp womp. And the interviews, the police interrogations interviews or whatever, they're all available on YouTube. They're pretty disturbing. The casual manner that it's Anissa, she talks about it like, oh yeah, handed me a knife, or it was like stabbing air. It's like, you're not okay. But the other one, glasses, well, they both wear glasses, but Blondie, I think, yeah, your child photo. Or no, my child.
Sorry.
Oh shit. Too many people pushing buttons.
Too many cooks.
The blonde, she was actually diagnosed with like schizophrenia, right?
Excuse me, sorry. Is she the one that we've got news about, or is it the other one? It's the blonde one, right? That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So where are they now? 10 years later. Yeah, this just came out because there's news. They were charged as adults in this. I was actually really surprised by that. I mean, the horrific nature of the crime, the planning, all of the things. Sure, I could see that with somebody who's like 16, but 12. I was really surprised by that.
To be fair, I mean, like you said, the planning for this was meticulous. The crime is egregious because, let's be real, by all accounts, chick shouldn't be alive. She shouldn't. Again, glad she is. Don't actually want to see children dead as much as I make jokes about it, but she should be dead. So the fact that I don't think it matters that she pulled through or not. There was a meticulous plan to lure a child into the woods, stab her 19 times, and then play it off like nothing ever happened, getting away with murder scot-free of one of your own peers and friends. That is, charge these kids as adults, because clearly you showed an adult mentality when it comes to what the lengths you're willing to go to. That's how you simp, son.
You freaking retards.
Hi! I'm Barney K. Badger, and I'm going to be your Badger Burger waiter for this evening. Okay, here are some menus. Okay, I'm going to be right back to badger you for your order.
Wait a minute.
Look at my hands. It wasn't me.
I will abuse my power sparingly, but there will be abuse.
Thank you, Badger. Turn green, my pretties. Popular. So, we're getting up to today's news. So Morgan, Geyser, and Anissa were 12 years old, 19 times. Once again, I think everyone's going to remember how many times by the end of this. 19. Blah, blah, origins, yada, yada, yada. You call that the tractor story? So Lutner and Geyser had become friends first, and she had befriended Geyser after seeing her eat alone at lunch, described her as a former friend as funny and a little lonely. But their
yes, the
relationship
kid that
changed.
eats alone at lunch went on to try and stab somebody. Who'd have thunk?
Let's see. Let's see. Weir and Geyser grew obsessed with Slenderman, leading. Is it Lutner?
I'd say Luther, yeah.
I'm going to say Lutner. To want to distance herself from Geyser. I thought it was odd. It kind of frightened me a little bit, but I went along with it. I mean, what 12-year-old doesn't want to go along with their friends, especially like.
Well, especially if you're just like, I don't know if this was the case for them, but especially if you think it's a joke. I mean, like me and my best friend growing up, a kid named Cody Fenton, he lived out in some woods, and we used to like
dox
believe.
Him.
I haven't seen him in years, so he moved away after 6th grade. But like, let's dox him. I imagine there's only like one Cody Fenton out there. But either way, he lived in the middle of some woods, and we used to go, Bigfoot hunting, and we like, I believed he believed in Bigfoot when I really didn't. He maybe believed that I believed in him. He really didn't. But it was two boys who were 10, 11, 12 spending our time going out in the woods and searching for Bigfoot or searching for, just whatever mythical creature that like it was. Yeah, you want to go along with it. There's fun. There's a sense of adventure. But at no point did either of us think, hey, if we do find Bigfoot, let's sacrifice your little sister to it so we can be his buddy. Like, that didn't occur to us.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, isn't it? Like you had the understanding what reality was and fantasy, and neither of the two crossed over to unhealthy degrees.
Who doesn't want Bigfoot to be real? But like even at 12, it's not real. That's where these girls are like touched in the head. Is they believed in Slenderman. Now again, it's a very convincing, well-written story that again blew up out of nowhere. But even so, it's also more believable than Bigfoot because, the demonic thing is supernatural. That's inherently, at least for me, easier to wrap your head around and has more of a chance of being real than something like a 30,000-year-old primate that somehow we've never gotten a good photo of. So,
didn't they come out with a new one like last year? It was like a lighter brown colored one, like sitting in the field somewhere.
Yeah. Every few years we get a really good hoax that makes you take pause for just a moment before going, no, that can't be.
No.
Like, yeah, Keeble makes a good point. Boys are different than girls.
That is a wildly offensive statement for some people. But yes, we are wired differently. Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. That line is so great in Kindergarten Cop. It's not the Duma. Okay, so Anissa. What is it? Anissa. So she was charged with first-degree intentional homicide despite their age, both charged as adults. In 2017, she pleaded guilty to second-degree attempted as a party to a crime with the use of a deadly weapon. The following month, a jury ruled that she was mentally ill at the time of the murder attempt and found her not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. She was sentenced to a maximum of 25 years in psychiatric facility. She was mandated to spend at least 3 years in a psychiatric hospital before she could apply for supervised release, which would be part of the commitment order. She was also credited for the 3 years that she served in a juvenile detention facility. And then we move on to this one, who was also unwell. Morgan. I think I've seen more of her police interviews. I mean, at least more times. Just because the behaviors are weird. Like she's like singing and like.
She's the one that there's no chance of getting out, right? Or do I have it flipped?
This one. So Anissa, she was sentenced with the possibility of getting out, blah, blah, blah. This one, let's see. She suffered from schizophrenia and psychotic spectrum disorder. I have not heard of that one. Are you familiar?
I'm not familiar, though. I have an idea of it being like maybe it's a certain level of autism that because they said autism spectrum, the whole nine. So a spectrum of psychosis on the autism scale, but I don't know. So
her version of it made her prone to delusions and paranoid beliefs. She pleaded guilty in 2017. She was crying, committed to a mental hospital. That's something that some people don't always realize. Like if you are deemed insane, so therefore not guilty of the crime, it's not like you just get out. Like you still have to serve a time and then be reassessed over and over and over. And yeah, it's not a get out of jail free card.
Well, technically it's get out of jail free, but you don't get to just go back on the streets. Yeah.
But you go to like a psychiatric jail of sorts.
Right.
Prison.
Just
So
the guards wear white coats instead of police uniforms.
They're coming to take me away. Haha. They're coming to take me away.
Hey.
Hee hee. Ho ho. Our life is beautiful all the time. So despite her plea deal, though, she was found not guilty by reason of mental disease or disorder and was sentenced to 40 years. So this is the heavier sentence in a psychiatric hospital because it was an issue of public protection. This bitch is going to be stabbing people.
Yeah, this isn't a case of like, oh, what's her name? I said, what's her name? I fucking know her. The chick that killed her mom with her boyfriend.
Which one?
The chick that killed her mom with her boyfriend relatively recently within the last few years.
Oh, Ruby Rose?
No, Rose.
Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy Rose Blanche. Psychopath.
No, not really.
Have you seen what she's done since she's been out?
Okay, no. Back in the day, she wasn't. I'll put it that way. We'll have to talk later.
Okay, not a murderess, but she's
crazy. Sure, probably. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot that goes into that one. The point is that was a crime of passion after years of being abused and whatnot. This is that was a crime of passion after years of being abused. This is just straight up psychotic adherence to. If it wasn't Slenderman, it would have been something else. If this girl was born in the 80s, it may have been the Freddy Krueger murders or something like that, you know?
She would have attached herself to something.
Right.
And then been obsessive about it and then had delusional ideations? I don't know. Yeah, Munchausen by proxy was Gypsy Rose.
Yeah. It gets even worse
impaired.
than that. No, I'm real. It gets worse than that. We should cover the Gypsy Rose stuff at some point because
Ooh. Have you seen those crime scene photos? Somebody shared a Google Drive folder. All of the pictures. It's not pretty.
I have not seen that, but I would love to. God, what does that say about me?
It was of course I clicked on it. It was on Twitter and they're like, do not look if you have sensitive blah blah blah. I looked. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it's not pretty. She's crazy. It's redundant. Yes, I am aware. So the victim in this case, Lutner, was hospitalized for 10 days and in the following months had as many as 8 medical appointments. Okay, that makes it sound as many as 8 medical appointments per week. Sorry, context matters. Returned to Horning Middle School for 7th grade in September of 2014.
Looking scarred the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't walk away from 19 stabbings without looking a little bit scarred up. Like
mm-hmm.
This is a hell of a superhero origin story, if that be the case.
Oh, thank you to all 77 of you across platforms watching right now. Love you. Where are they now? Because there has been news. You looked. So after applying for conditional release in March of 21, Weir was released from Winnebago Mental Health Institute. Oh, wait. What is with women loving crime stories? My sisters and nieces do too. Is it because y'all want to commit the perfect crime against your man, Lamau?
I actually still want to take. I know the end of that's a joke, but I want to take this question seriously because I have the same. I've had this same wonder. True crime is very much more of a woman's game than it is a man's in a lot of instances, and yeah, that just speaks to the differences mentally between men and women. But I also think that there's this air of like, because true crime is very. We all heard the Jordan Peterson. Oh, they did the studies from monkeys, and boys are object oriented and women are people oriented, and so you get stories like this where like. I think men would be more attracted to like a terrorist attack story because you've got buildings coming down and you've got, objects involved. Whereas women are like, oh, there's a very human aspect to the true crime of like when there's victims involved, and not that there isn't victims involved in a terrorist attack, but you get what I mean. It's more personal. But you can give your thoughts as well, by all means, of course.
I mean, it's just always been this way. Like the mystery, the intrigue, how did it unfold? How did it get to where it got? What escalated it? Emotional things. Crimes are mainly passion-based. Yeah. I mean, women are emotional creatures. So yeah, exactly.
We wouldn't have it any other day.
Any other day or what?
Any other way. Any other way.
Any other way, any day. All day, every day. But no, I think that's it. But like, it's not even just like the 48 hours versions of storytelling or the romanticized or reenactments or anything like that. I genuinely just like, I put on interrogations when I'm just doing dishes or making dinner, unless one of the cabal members are on. I have an interview or an interrogation. I have some kind of true crime thing going all the time. And
I don't know about you. I go to sleep to this shit. Like, I love it. Like falling asleep to, and by the way, Badger's 100% correct here. There's the I can fix him mentality. But yeah, no, I go to bed listening to this sort of stuff, and 9 times out of 10 it's fine. Every now and again it gives you the occasional nightmare, but that makes it worth it. It's cool. But in general, I find this sort of stuff soothing and relaxing. It helps me remember my life doesn't fucking suck because I'm alive.
Okay, so there is a thread here. There's a common factor between what you just said about true crime and what I said with Nadia as far as like trash TV. We are drawn to those things. It's the drama, the emotion, they are so much worse than me. It's not so bad.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, true crime is less scary to me than trash TV. Not judging your taste or whatnot. Like, I've never in my life seen an episode of My 600-Pound Life. Would that be motivation to go to the gym? I don't know, maybe, but fuck, is it? I would rather look at crime scene photos of dismembered bodies than look at a fat fuck like that.
Ooh, the Black Dahlia. That's an interesting one. So Psycho. Oh, Moxie, same tank top. No, I literally have like 8 of these. So it was the first one I pulled out of the laundry basket this morning. Like, so.
On the other hand, same hair, just washed.
You know what? Superman, Batman, all your favorites, they have the same outfit. Don't come at me.
She makes a point.
And I'm sorry, I think Psycho is a man. Do you know there's this thing where women are like, oh no, I gotta wear a different outfit. Men don't care. Looking at you, Psycho. Men don't care.
You could wear the same tank top every stream, and literally every single dude in the chat would be like, "It's just a thing. It's just
except for Psycho.
Except for Psycho." And R2, sort of. That was one of the things that, aside from me being really bad at my job, got me to leave as early as I did. Sort of had the realization that something truly heinous, I would see something truly heinous at some point, and wouldn't be able to more or less handle it by the book, sort of thing. Sorry, I was trying to click off of that. I didn't realize you were trying to click.
You're fine. Psycho. Okay, just making sure. Yes. I'm glad we've settled that.
Badger wears the same 5 Under Armour hoodies, 0 fucks.
See?
Man, if you got it flaunted, if you make it look good. Like I put effort into what I'm going to be wearing for videos or streams 9 times out of 10. I'm like, okay, I'm covering this topic. I want to look like this particular thing. Put way more thought into it than I probably should.
Oh my gosh, I have a clip for this. Stand by.
Oh dear, I know it.
You know what's.
I know what's coming. Oh my god, I love this. Okay, that's not the one I thought was coming, but that's even better.
Not gay. SSA.
Oh,
that's
Not
what
gay.
that
SSA.
one.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Anyway, back to the stabbing of a 12-year-old girl.
We're gonna wrap it up here in 11 minutes. Conditional release, March 2021. The then 19-year-old Weir was released from Winnebago. Nerd Wars. You don't watch my show. You don't watch. Oh.
Is there a? Oh, do we not have a Nerd Wars?
I don't know. This one will be
my galoshes and take a seat.
These are not really galoshes, are they? They're Johnny's.
They're my squishy boots.
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Thank you, Nerd
Thank
Wars.
you, Erwin.
Thanks, Uncle Erwin. Okay, so she spent more than 4 years at an inpatient psychiatric treatment. She must reside with her father and isn't permitted to access the internet outside of the home. The Department of Correction monitors her internet use and activity. The cabal is strong. Let's see. She's got like an ankle monitor And April 2024, the judge denied Geyser's petition for early release after 2 court-appointed psychologists recommended she remain in inpatient care. They claimed that she was faking. Oh, one of the psychologists said that Geyser claimed in a 2022 evaluation that she was faking her psychotic symptoms in an effort to avoid being released to her father's care, alleging he was abusive.
I'm gonna be real. I think that's a stretch. You went along with a plan to stab one of your friends 19 times so you could be accepted into the cult of Slenderman. I don't think you're faking your psychoticness at that point. There's probably some real shit deep down in there, because normal people that are in abused homes, take your boy for instance, just run away. Like,
yeah,
at no point did I ever be like, you know what? I think Patrick deserves a good stabbing. That'll get me out of being beat. Like, that didn't happen.
I don't know. Maybe she caught the Me Too wave a little late in the game and thought that shit would work still. Anyway, upon release, the judge ordered, current day, January of this year, it was reported that a judge ordered her release after expert testimony claimed she had made noticeable progress while at the Mental Health Institute and was no longer considered a safety risk. We'll see what happens. Upon release, the judge ordered that she, who is now 22, would spend 60 days under supervision while living in a group home. How do you feel about that? Do you think she's reformed?
So this is where it gets tricky, because I actually do believe in the idea of reformation and rehabilitation. I think that our prison systems are terrible at it, and I'm actually one of the most liberal things about hardcore right-wing racist bigot Leon is actually I'm all for justice system reformation. I think the majority of people can be rehabilitated. I don't even think someone like her couldn't be, if it truly was a bunch of mental chicanery that got her to be like this. She got the proper help and treatment and whatnot. But that said, we ain't exactly very good at it. So is she reformed, or are we just bad at what we do?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Cult of Grogu is greater than the cult of Slenderman. Hail Grogu. So I have this video. This came out 7 years ago, but it kind of goes over all the things that we've talked about in more of a organized way. So
let's do it.
At just 12, these 2 girls nearly took another classmate's life. Last May, they lured her to a wooded area where police say they stabbed her 19 times. Video.
What's the number of the day, kids?
Bridge.
19.
Oh.
No, not Bridge. God damn it, Leon.
Video of their interrogation being made public for the first time.
Who stabbed her first?
I think when you stabbed her first, and then I continued, and then she was like, Martin, make sure she doesn't escape. She told me that she got her in the lung right here 6 times, and then like in the leg a few times.
Oops. 19. No. Everyone's fired. R2 was going to say Bridge 2. No, R2, no.
The criminal complaint says the victim, who was also 12, was badly wounded. One knife strike coming so close to her heart, the criminal complaint says she was 1 millimeter away from certain death. Still, she survived. Not exactly how her attackers, Anissa Weir and Morgan Geyser, were hoping.
What are the odds that 2 12-year-old girls with some psychotic spectrum disorder and schizophrenia, let's throw that in there too, they make it a salad. What are the odds? You know, like let's say the Columbine kids, these people find each other and what do you think it is? Is it they throw out little things and they see if the other person has the same vibe? Like, do you think they would just do it with everybody, or was it that there's like a unagi?
Oh, you're wondering they're basically like a psychotic spider sense?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe. So I think it has more to do with dominant personalities, and that like everyone in some way, shape, or form is fucked up. As we in the beginning of this intro, when Richard Chase is going on to or Richard Ramirez, whichever killer it is, I don't remember, says, "I believe that everyone in them has the capacity to commit murder." I actually do believe that. I agree with what he's saying 100%. I just think that the vast majority of people don't do it because the smart, logical part of their brain that knows that doesn't accomplish anything in the long run that's beneficial to you wins out at the end of the day. For the vast majority of folks. That being said,
what is happening? Val, you come back now? It's been so long. Valhalla Awaits is the Goat Daddy King. He has a predominantly goat-based channel, also does Lego and does true crime stuff and legal things. So check out Valhalla Awaits.
Legos and goats. That is a corner niche market of YouTube that you have got on lock because that's like being like, yeah, my specialties are pancakes and train engines. Like, it's just, like, I love it. That's awesome to hear.
One of his most recent lives, he has baby goats. They're so freaking cute. So,
do love baby goats.
You know what? Love them baby goats.
Yeah, no, I assume they were both fucked up, but one is very much more of a follower, while the other is more of a leader. And so the leader with the alpha personality type could sort of just beat the other into submission, verbally, mentally, emotionally, whatever.
Yeah. Emotional mental manipulation that women are so good at. Oh my god,
that is true.
Some start young.
And this would end. Listen.
So we told her we were gonna get help, but we really weren't. We were gonna run and let her pass away. So we ran.
The girls also told detectives how they each took part in the stabbing. This is their supply list.
Who's Jeff?
So if I had to guess, because this, so right around the time of Slenderman, another very famous creepypasta emerged called Jeff the Killer. And he was about he was a young, I believe, 12-year-old boy or somewhere in that age range who killed his neighbors, and if I remember right, little sister, by stabbing them to death. Jeff the Killer, like I said, was big at the same time as Slenderman, had the same story. Have you seen the image of like the big fat pale face with the tiny black eyes and that giant Joker-esque smile with the stringy black hair?
I think it popped up when I was searching for Slenderman stuff as like
that is, hold on, that is Jeff the Killer. So
okay, who's Ben? Spray bottle Ben. Was that referring to another creepypasta?
So there is one. This one I don't know as much about because I only know of it through. So the Slenderman video game throws in Easter eggs for other creepypastas, and the Ben one is that it might be referred to Ben Drowned. But there's also one about a graffiti artist in like some underground quarry or something, and maybe that's what it's referring to. But yeah, that one I don't have as much knowledge in this category. Yeah, so thank you so much. That one I don't have as much info about, but this is Jeff the Killer. And so when they say Jeff and they talk about stabbings, it was right. I can share.
Ew.
This yeah. So they're probably referring to this when they put Jeff on there. If I had to wait for a guess.
What's the significance of the cheesecake, you think?
That one I got nothing. Actually, hold on. What's it say in the parentheses there? It says
Masky hoodie.
Okay. I'm sure.
Fail me now. Come up, spin some bullshit. I trust you.
No, I'm sure that's probably another creepypasta reference, one I don't get, but that I'd be willing to, because it seems like there's a theme going here. When creepypastas took off on the internet, it became its own subgenre, whether it be again on YouTube or various forums, a lot of deviant art. I mean, it's got its own, at this point, creepypasta.com is a thing where users daily, it's the deviant art of internet horror stories. Users daily upload their own horror stories. I've got a friend that used to be into it. She wrote one called like The Black Lion or something like that, which was fine, not the best I've ever read, but I like supporting my homies. So yeah, it was a thriving community that really not community, subculture.
Cheesecake is my favorite cake. So cheesecake good.
Ice cream cake is a fair competitor. I mean, I love cheesecake, but ice cream cake.
Yeah, you can take your ice cream cake and shove it up your ass. Cheesecake.
Cheesecake is just so rich. You can never have more than a few bites before you're like, oh, well, I want to liquidate my existence.
A few bites is all you need.
See, I'm a glutton. This is why I respect and appreciate you. You know when to say no.
What do you think they crossed out there? Because under it, it says the will to live. It looks like the something to die.
It also says the Abbey. Ability. The ability to die.
Ability to die, the will to live. I was like, oh, okay, just kidding.
Well, we clearly know which one the gal had at the end.
The will to live.
Notice the kitchen knife?
So then how did you get the knife from Anissa?
She sort of just shoved it.
Thank you, Val. The goat. Ice cream cake isn't cake. It's just fancy scooped ice cream.
And my hands are
And while I agree with that, here, okay, I feel you from myself.
Okay.
Ice cream cake has this crunchy, crumbly center that,
it's dry though.
But while the ice cream is melting in your mouth, you still get that dry crunch. And crunch is a big thing for me. My food. I want my food to have texture. Like I don't ever necessarily add like chips to my sandwiches for a flavor thing. I want that crunch. I need.
I do like chips and sandwiches.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a fat kid at heart. I know.
Yeah. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, so that's why ice cream cake sort of holds a special place in my heart. It's the only sort of cake that's got crunch to it, unless you've got like, I don't know, something with a crust. But at that point, isn't that a pie? So.
Yeah, it's a pie. Okay.
I did. It sort of just happened. It didn't feel like anything. It was like air.
Incredibly, the victim managed to crawl out of the woods. A bike rider found her and got her to the hospital. The young suspects were arrested soon after, both charged as adults with attempted first-degree intentional homicide.
Ew.
The word you're looking for, Badger, is quiche. Cheese pie is quiche. Sorry.
That does not sound appealing.
When investigators asked why they did it, they both had the same answer: Slenderman. And this is where a violent and nearly murderous act becomes simply bizarre. Slenderman is a fictional internet monster, a ghoul who lurks in chat rooms and some of the internet's darkest corners. He's faceless, often portrayed in a dark suit with octopus-like tentacles. Slenderman is believed to haunt children and those who look to expose him. Police say the two attackers said they first encountered Slenderman on the website Creepypasta Wiki. They thought he was real, police say, and that if they...
Oh no, they don't look entirely just like some images of my kiddo. No. Never mind.
He didn't kill their classmate, then Slenderman...
You've heard stories.
I have, yeah. I kind of love where this is going, but go on. What's going on?
I have someone backstage attempting to locate one of said pictures.
Pay not attention to the man behind the curtain.
Doesn't give the warm feelings. But yeah.
And would hurt them or their families.
When you guys were walking, you thought you saw Slender as you were walking? This was after Morgan stabbed her. And he has tendrils that are very sharp.
You see him in your dreams?
I mean...
Oh, no. Okay. So there's this app called Argolu. Have you heard of it? I think the autists like it. Which is why it's so popular in my house. So it's...
Okay, hold on. Because you're about to show some real good shit. Literally everything you bake has eggs, Badger, whether it be quiche or pie or... Try to make a cake without eggs, motherfucker. Sorry, continue.
There's a reason why my kiddo isn't allowed on regular YouTube anymore. But she's creative and an evil genius. So she's taken to this other app.
I like being full screen, but I think we should full screen for this, just so the
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. So there's this app. And it's very advanced. Like you can select shapes and create things and then dictate what the material is so that you can say that this is full of helium or this is steel or this is whatever. And then you hit the play button and the object will act in the manner of said material. So if it's helium, it'll float up. If it's heavy, it'll fall down and like all kinds of things. It's very complex. But this is a shared situation. So other users can create things and put them in a folder for anyone to have access to. Well, she likes the Sprokies, and the Sprokies on regular YouTube come in very disturbing varieties. So,
now that's just Lore's shake, but race swapped.
oh no, I made it do things. Shit, hold on. Let's see. They are horrifying. You can't see. Focus. They're bleeding. They've got.
It's trying. There's an attempt.
It's trying. Oh, hold on. Okay, see, these might be some more of the tamer ones, but still not cute. Worrisome. Not allowed on YouTube. She's like, maybe when you're 12, like maybe when you're 12, you can get your YouTube privileges back. But that little sneaky, speaking of manipulative little children and girls, swiping away, delete history. Like, bruh. Yeah, so the pictures that we just saw, and it's not lost on me.
They did say they were on a psychosis spectrum, so.
Well, my kid's not psychotic. She's just a girl and on the other spectrum. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
Don't cross the spectrums.
Don't cross spectrums.
Let's finish this video.
Where do you see him at?
Oh, I've seen him in my dreams.
Evidence presented in court shows what was found in Morgan Geyser's bedroom. Dozens of disturbing drawings and numerous disfigured Barbie dolls, many with the Slenderman symbol on them. All proof the defense team says the girls truly believe Slenderman is real.
Truth be told, I wanted to be locked up so that I couldn't hurt her, but that time is past and now I'm in here because...
I don't want to defend the criminals here. However, I will say I can understand why they would believe Slenderman was real. Again, I believed Slenderman was real because the way the initial story, or at least one of the original stories, was written is that this is a story that has been passed down from generation to generation, from culture to culture. It's not written like, oh, here's some fictional idea I made up on the internet. It's written to be like a piece of forgotten monster history that, like, this guy, it's, or guy, girl, whoever fucking wrote it. I imagine a guy. Guys are all the best writers. Whoever wrote this story wanted it to come off as authentic as, we've seen vampires and werewolves and all this get mainstream success, and we've all forgotten about the Slender Man, which is another very real monster that has been lurking and throughout history and getting kids. So 12-year-olds believing this is real. Because let's see. Shit, how old was I? I was probably like 15, 16 or so when the Slenderman stuff started, and like nearly 20 when it like got mainstream. And I believed it. Again, I have a penchant for believing the supernatural because I'm retarded, but even so.
J.K. Rowling laughed out loud. Oh my God, my Asian just came out again.
Sort of. You got to remember, this is 2009. This was the origin of creepypastas. The vast majority were very obviously not real. There's one creepypasta from that era about a fucking Sonic the Hedgehog plushie doll that comes to life and kills people. I'm sorry. Ain't no one in the world going to believe that a Sonic doll comes to life and kills people. That's fucking retarded. Like,
you like ventriloquist dummies. There's something.
I almost bought one yesterday at the flea market, or Tuesday at the flea market.
It's obviously haunted. Don't do it.
It was so cool looking. I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy it.
R2 caught me. I said raft out loud. Raft out loud. Yes, the Guccianese comes for us all.
We were careless. I knew this would happen. I knew we'd get in trouble.
Okay. So, they're both out.
No, I do believe in the supernatural, Badger. It's just some things are very obviously fake, while others warrant more investigation.
Raptor Man. Oh boy! So that was a terrible, terrible case. I'm glad they got the mental health attention, treatment, all the things, and I hope they have peaceful, wonderful lives from here on out, and don't stab their friends 19 times.
And if you're going to stab your friend 19 times, make sure it's your fat friend. They have a better chance of survival.
Words of wisdom from Words of Paradise. There you go. Bingo, bango, bongo. All the things. Leon, what do you have coming up next?
Tomorrow we have Neon Leon, which is going to have Lumi as our guest. But of course, before Neon Leon, you're going to find me, Foxy Moxie, and all the cabal together on Inside the Badger Den, where I'm sure we're going to be talking about the Daredevil trailer, which means I need to watch the Daredevil trailer because I was going to do a reaction to it. So I haven't seen it yet because, frankly, I'm a bit worried. And yeah, I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Probably do a reaction to the Daredevil trailer tomorrow, and then we will obviously again talk about it on Badger Den. Maybe talk about it on my show. Who knows? There's the Switch reveal coming up. Saturday, a bevy of streams. Niet, Saturday Night Hypnosis. Maybe Zach's. I don't remember if I'm on Saturday for Zach's or not this week or not. Monday is Countercast, the premiere panel show where our guest is Jay Viper making his comeback. So yeah, going to be all in all a long packed week. No tinfoil haters the rest of the month. We're revamping the show and I have Tuesday obligations. So the goal is to get tinfoil haters, our conspiracy theory show, back at the beginning of February.
Awesome. So links are in the description. Words of Paradise. Woo! Keebler disagrees. He said, if you're going to stab your friend, make sure they can't tell the story about how much of a pussy you are. So she did say in that interrogation, I knew we were getting in trouble. We were careless. No remorse. Do better. Get good. And beaming up Badger next Thursday. Are you a part of that?
At some point will be because I've talked about it. I don't know if I'll be on that particular one, but guys, being up Badger going to be a great show. Badger's conspiracy theory show, and let me tell you, Badger just like your boy here, and that we are very, very fond of the conspiracies we deem to be true. Young Dry is going to be a thing. Let's go! Can't wait for beaming up Badger.
But no, you're talking cheesecake.
Actually, I had this thought that like in between talking about like gruesome stabbings, we bring out food. It was a literal palate cleanser.
Oh my God. I can't. well.
Oh, Badger says yes, you both are. I think that we're both on Thursday. Assuming that's what he's referring to.
I had no idea. But okay.
Well, now you know.
Eject the clone tank top. He looked great in mellow green. Mellow green.
Your olive green. Yeah, you did look really good in the olive green, to be fair.
Oh, my sweater.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for a more modest look, and like somebody in the chat was like, "Oh, you're wearing something awfully tight fitted today." It's like, I can't win. I can't freaking win.
Just get used to the fact that women on the internet, regardless of what you look like, are going to get criticized.
Yeah. Okay. So what's going on? What's going on with me tomorrow? Nerd Wars at noon avocado time, and Badger's Den with you and all of the cabal in the evening at 8 p.m. Pacific time. There's been a change. I don't have anything on Saturday and Sunday. Gooch and Gang in the evening. So next weekend I'm going to be doing my monthly Star Trek. We're not doing a table read this time, so you boys aren't invited. It's just me and Tiny But Fierce this time, but we will be doing
support you and Tiny.
You're the producer. You're the button master.
Oh shit! I guess I'll be. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I guess I'll be back there anyway. I forgot.
You're not really fired. It's fine. But yeah, check it out. Come by, all 81 of you across platforms. Thank you so much, and all the gifties and the chatters. Everyone's been great tonight. So I feel the love. All right. Thank you, everybody, and the moderators for doing the thing. You didn't have to kick anybody tonight, and everyone was well behaved. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for not gooning when we're talking about the stabbing of a child. Yes,
you'd be surprised. Thank
God,
you.
I hate the internet. Bye, guys.